2008 Miss Auburn pageant was met with controversy. Here are Nancy Backus and Cara Rudd.
We've spoken before, but just to reiterate some of your feelings about the events that have gone on and some of the controversy around it.
So, first of all, we're very, very proud to have Cara Rudd as our Miss Auburn 2008. We just, in fact, finished her first public appearance at Teacher Night for Washington Elementary School. And as soon as we got there, she goes, "Do you mind if I go mingle?" So she was out meeting everyone, having photos taken. So she's just really a lovely young lady to work with already. Unfortunately, it started out with some controversy because she is from Federal Way, and the Miss Auburn Scholarship Program, for as long as I can remember, and I've been involved for 29 years, has been a program where you either live, work, or go to school within the city limits or the school boundaries of Auburn. But we've also, because we are a franchise of the Miss America organization, we are required, if we have openings, to allow young ladies, if they are what would be considered next closest local. So someone from Kirkland couldn't come down and say, well, I want to compete as next closest local, because they have the Miss Seattle program and other programs closer than ours. But Federal Way is located, as you know, right next to us, and so Cara qualifies it under the next closest local ruling.
So her application, as far as you've been able to determine, everything was legitimate for her?
Absolutely.
Like
Absolutely. We do applicant interviews at the very beginning before they're ever considered contestants. So they go through an interview with our board of directors and also do a talent presentation for us. And there's a score sheet for each one of the young ladies that comes through and does that. And so at the end, we add up the points. We do the interviews for probably 5 or 6 days in the evenings and on a weekend. And then at that point in time, we determine how many young ladies we can have in the program that year based on the number of sponsors that we have. And there was an opening, and Cara was allowed to come in as someone outside of the Auburn community.
Okay. So if you would just reiterate again some of your initial thoughts or feelings about some of the comments that are on our site, for better or worse.
For better or for worse. So fortunately, they have slowed down, I noticed, which most things like this do after a while. I was really sad to read some of the comments. I understand when parents and young ladies are disappointed if they don't win. They've worked very hard. Any one of them could have won at the program and deserved. Scholarships tonight, the lowest scholarship that we're going to award tonight is $1,000. Total scholarships is going to be roughly $75,000. Gifts and awards, it'll be $85,000. Most state programs don't offer that. So we're very proud of that, and that's what we want to focus on. Some of the nasty comments, the anonymous comments that were on your website, I understand people being able to verbalize their feelings, write them, and feel better about it. It's just sad that they weren't willing to put their names to it so we could address them individually. Usually our policy is if it's an anonymous comment, we don't even bother to do that. But with this being the blog and everybody being on it, we felt the need that I did Sunday night to post my original blogs, trying to come up with some of the answers to some of the misperceptions that were going on out there. Unfortunately, that just fueled the fire a little bit more. And then you were kind enough to call and ask if we could do some follow-up to try and put those rumors to rest.
Have you fielded any complaints in person from like legitimate, non-anonymous sources?
So we've had a few people that have asked how Cara qualifies, and we've explained that. She even had some parents tonight asking, well, how does she qualify? And we explained it to them, and they understood. When you have the facts, I think most rational people understand. They may not like it, but they understand that we were going by the rules, above board. There were comments, the judges were paid off. The judges are strictly volunteers. They don't know any of the young ladies in the program. And it really bothered me to hear that their ethics and all were pulled into question, as well as ours as a board. We pride ourselves on taking the high road on all of these issues, and I think we have.
Is this an incident that's just going to blow over with time? You said in your experience, with even your first year here, there's similar circumstances, and you think this is just going to do it?
Absolutely, and it will blow over. There will always be some people with hard feelings, and that's human nature. You know, I can't change their opinion, but I think Cara, during her year of service as Miss Auburn, will change a lot of opinions for those that may not appreciate her right now. I think she'll have the ability to change their opinion of her before her year is over.
Well, congratulations. How does it feel?
I'm overwhelmed. I really am. We have an exciting year ahead of us, and this is something that I've really looked forward to doing for a long time, so this will be good.
Nancy was telling me that you've already gotten started with your new role. What are just some of the things you've done and plan to do?
Sure. This evening we met down at the McDonald's on Auburn Southway. And I met with some of the children there who are at Washington Elementary School. Got to visit with them about their year, and they did a fundraiser this evening for the school. Additionally, this year, my platform is integrating the arts into academic learning.
Okay.
So I'm going to be doing a lot in the schools, primarily with already established parent groups. I think that that's a great way to just kind of get in there, because they're already advocating for their children as it is. Show them some tools and techniques that they can use to really help their students succeed academically. So that's one group, and then additionally, I want to speak with the board, the Auburn School District Board, and then the school district as well.
Okay, great. Tell us about the competition and sort of like what it was like to compete in this event.
This is just me. I have to take it day by day, and I'm really the only person that I'm competing with, and so I am constantly critiquing myself. I see where my strengths are and I see where my weaknesses are, and that's it for me. So I don't really look at the other competition. I think this program is all about character, and so for me, especially being Miss Auburn and wanting to be Miss Auburn at that time, I want to be building up the girls and seeing that they succeed. So in everything that I do, I'm there to help them, and then to really just look through myself. That's where the competition comes. You're competing with yourself.
Yeah, okay. So let's talk about some of the downside of that competition.
Okay.
There has been quite a bit of controversy about it, especially with you being a federal way resident.
Absolutely.
Can you expound on how that's been and if that's affected your way you felt about this role?
Well, my understanding is that there's been quite a lot of blogs that have been written, and I haven't actually looked at them at all because I don't find them beneficial. I'm very confident in who I am. I know that I won this program fairly, and I'm ready to move on, and I'm looking forward to a new year.
Okay.
This is Pat Robinson for FederalWayNews.net.